Hey, what's going on, guys? Crass Businessman here. Today we're going to talk about why judgment is okay. So today's quote of the day is, "You can't judge a book by its cover, though. People think I'm a bad guy because I got tattoos or snort a little cocaine here and there. They think I'm a killer. But what if I wasn't a killer? Then what? Don't be tripping on me. I pay my damn taxes, okay? Chill." And that's by rapper Gunplay. So hopefully you can detect when I'm being sarcastic, as I fundamentally disagree with pretty much this entire statement. Just because you pay your taxes, it doesn't mean that you're a good person, just because there's a lot of different things in there, and we're not going to discuss it. But let me preface this discussion by first saying this. Nobody is saying that disrespect is okay. Completely separate. But let's take a look at a commonly coined phrase and see why it doesn't make any sense. You can't judge me. I absolutely can. There's nothing stopping me from judging you. So what you're really saying is that you don't think it's right that I'm judging you. So to make sure that I'm being fair and accurate, the definition is actually two-part. There's the standard definition, which is the ability to make considered decisions or to come to sensible conclusions. Now, the colloquial definition is usually referring to when the conclusions have only the negative outcome. That's what society has said that is judgment. Now, as human beings, we naturally process stimuli, or we receive stimuli, process the information, and make judgments based off of that. For example, if I was walking in one direction, I come across a small creek, no bridge, and it's right in my way. I can visually see that it looks to be about maybe 6 feet across, and I therefore make a fair estimation I could probably jump across it. When somebody asks or demands that you don't judge them, with the traditional definition, it's the equivalent of coming up to the creek, seeing it, and then either trying to pretend that you don't see it, or don't process any of the information or remember anything about it. See, if you look at something, your mind is going to automatically take note of things about it. You're going to notice colors, textures, possibly the smell if it's strong enough. This is what your senses are for. It's impossible to avoid it. Additionally, it's quite absurd to think that as human beings, pattern-seeking, categorizing individuals that we are, we're not going to make certain pairings, whether they be accurate or not. So for example, if you see 3 people walking by, all wearing priest collars, heading the same direction, holding Bibles, you might assume that they're going to church. You might even assume they're in the same group. The idea of judging someone is, or the false one, is essentially assuming that this claim is wrong. To make a judgment based off of someone's past actions or even what they're wearing, I see nothing wrong with this. Now allow me to explain. If you're at work and one of your subordinates wears a really nasty stained shirt, it probably gives an indication that either they don't give a fuck about their appearance, they maybe have priority management issues, or they don't take their position seriously. It says quite a few different things about their character. If they can't spare 20 minutes to wash their shirt, that speaks volumes to me. You want to maintain a certain level of professionalism, and this assumption is based on the fact that pretty much any willing and able individual can wash their fucking clothes. You can use a public park bathroom sink and let the sun dry it out. I've actually done that before. There's honestly no real good excuse unless maybe you're in a third world country, in which this whole conversation is a moot point. Because who's judging you in the jungle? But see, we as a society, we have deemed this word judgment as a bad thing. No, it's just a logical conclusion drawn from the information that you currently have. Now see, everybody wants the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's fine. You can. But to think that nobody is going to take notice is ludicrous. If you want to wear a really obscure hat, we'll say, that looks like a moose, sure, you can absolutely do it. Nobody is stopping you. No one's saying it's wrong. But the exception is that nobody is going to notice, but the exception that, or the expectation rather, that no one is going to notice is counterproductive to what your goal was. Because you can't sit there and say that you consciously decided to do something that you know is different from everybody else and expect people not to take notice. So why are you upset? This brings us to the fat shaming thing. See, one main problem is that people don't appreciate what it takes to get a nice body. This isn't something they just decided to do last Saturday and then, hey, what do you know, Sunday morning now they're suddenly buff. They dedicated long and hard hours. You think they don't like ice cream? Fucking A, they like ice cream. The majority of people like ice cream. The majority of people like nasty shit that's no good for them. These things are enjoyable. It takes discipline to go to the gym, to drink all the water, to rob yourself of all the delicious snacks and donuts and shit. These are the sacrifices these people have made to get great bodies, and they're not appreciated. On the flip side, you don't have to do shit to be fat. You can sit on your ass watching Maury, eating bonbons. You can be in the most comfortable situation on the planet, and you'll get fat. You have no effort. So why are you upset when you've consciously made this choice, when people call you out on it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Now, once again, I'm saying don't do it disrespectfully, and don't even do it if it's unwarranted. You don't need to call people out. But be honest. If someone asks you, hey, do I look okay? No, you look unhealthy. You look like you got a big gut and need to lose some weight. Now, granted, that could be said more tactfully, sure, but lying to people doesn't really help. See, saying that they're healthy when they're clearly and visibly not does them a disservice, because they're going to continue down the same path until they're wheelchair-bound at 40, so what the hell? What are we doing as a society telling people to skirt responsibility in every way possible, and to demonize the people who are just telling the truth? The same thing with the slut-shaming movement. First of all, another big thing about this is that I can't make you feel shame. I can say things like you should be ashamed, but that's being a catalyst to it. You're the one feeling the shame. You are the only one capable of changing you, and you're the one who feels the way you feel. So when someone sleeps with 80 guys in the span of a week, by definition, we call that a slut, even the colloquial definition. If you don't want to be called these names, which, by the way, once again, I'm still not saying to call these people these names, you have two options. Number one, don't do those things. Or number two, contact Merriam-Webster and get the definition changed, which is honestly only going to change it temporarily, as people tend to like having words to describe things. So they may not call you a slut anymore, but pretty soon you're going to get pissed when they start calling you a ziga. So if you're judging someone based off of the merits of their character and everything that encompasses that, which would include most of the outward appearances that they can control, I see nothing wrong with it. Notice specifically that I said things they can control. It's still not ethical to judge someone for having different colored hair, skin, eyes, sight, or height, and things of that nature. Although biologically it will still be an inevitability, because we literally have to think of something, about these things when we encounter them. But to reel it in, I'm not trying to promote a world of hatred, bigotry, or anything of the sort. I'm merely trying to display the ridiculousness of these conventional phrases so that we can move past them and stop playing in this land of make-believe. In order to better society as a whole, we need to reach for better and higher goals. Take personal responsibility for your actions and stop, playing pretend. Now, I'm not the reason that you're fat, if you're fat. Neither is McDonald's or the spoon manufacturer or anybody else on the planet. The fact is that you, along with everyone else on the planet, is responsible for everything that goes on in their life, good or bad, with the exception of certain extreme scenarios, which would include slavery from birth or something crazy like that. Now, I've gone on long enough, but let me know what you guys think. I definitely stumbled through my words. I am very parched right now. I probably should have retook this video, but either way. Once again, I'm Crass Businessman. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please let me know what you think. Is there some sort of breakdown in my logical deduction of this, or is there somewhere where I went wrong? Please let me know. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.